Hello students! If you're watching this, then it means the worst has happened and our internet has died once again, so I pre-recorded this video in advance for you. So, our lessons today are from the Teks assignment 7.9b, and we're going to be talking about finding the circumference. I know you've already covered this in class, as you told me before in our previous class, but this is the assignment we're working on today, and since we can't have the feedback to say move on to something else, this is what we're working on. So I'm just going to start off by reading the instructions. I have sent you the links to the Google Docs where I shared all of these. So, finding the circumference using diameter. As you learned earlier, the ratio of the circumference on the diameter is the same for all circles. This ratio is called pi, spelled pi or represented by this little symbol, and you can approximate it as 3.14 or as 22/7. You can use pi to find the formula for the circumference. For any circle with the circumference divided by the diameter equals pi. Solve the equation for circumference to give an equation for the circumference of a circle in terms of diameter. So, if we multiply, as you can see here, let me pull up my indicator circle. You have the circumference divided by the diameter equaling pi. Now what we want to do to solve for diameter, that d, is to isolate the d. So first we multiply both sides times d. And that gives us circumference equals pi times diameter. So we've isolated our c. We've got the diameter over times the pi. So the circumference equals the diameter times 3.14. As you advance in your math classes, you'll use more and more digits. So, find the circumference of the circle to the nearest hundredth. So, here is this circle. And first, we identify the diameter. That is 8 inches. Then using the formula, circumference equals pi times the diameter, we substitute 8 for the d. That gives us circumference is approximately equal. Note that we switched from a strict equal to the approximate because we've switched from using the true value of pi to using the approximate value of pi. So the circumference is approximately equal to 25.12. So the circumference is about 25.12 inches. So here's some reflection questions. What value of pi could you use to estimate the circumference? Remember, estimates just gives you a general value. So what value for pi would be easy to use just to get a rough estimate? That's something to think about. And again, check for reasonableness. How do you know that your answer is reasonable? I would take the answer that you got from your estimate and compare it to the actual answer. And that's everything for the first page, page 291 in the textbook. So I'm going to end this video here at a nice bite-sized length and move on to the next page.